Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode, Nail the Sale. We are going to discuss a lot more about sales and how it actually transitioned and changed a lot of lives. I have Zeshan Haroon with me from UK. He's one of the big name in sales. A lot of you people already know him. If not, you're gonna know from today as well, for sure. Hey, Zeshan, welcome to the show. It's gonna be the first episode, actually, and thank you very much for hopping on. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad all is well here. I mean, small fish in a big wide ocean over here, just trying to survive really.
That's awesome. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background in sales or in remote sales for sure?
Um, yeah, for sure. So I've been in the door to door, all around the UK. I've also done network marketing as well, and who got thousands of customers as well, all cold market. It was about a little over a year ago where I kind of transitioned into high by a close friend of Jabran Khan, who kind of
Yeah,
me coached me, developed me into, I guess, the person you see today, which is still not the finished article.
yeah, that's amazing, man. I
And
mean,
yeah, that's sure we'll get into the other things later on as well.
yeah, sure, man. So, what initially attracted you to the world of sales and made you pursue it as a career? Because there is a misconception. A lot of people don't believe that it works, right? So, what attracted you?
The ability to get paid on your performance. So even when I was doing door to door, uh, like there would be we would be getting paid per person that we close. That was door to door potential, but that was on a smaller scale, but still became the average salary. And then actually made me see the potential in the high as he was getting working with really more. I kind of took him a little bit more some to prove my worth that I am actually along the lines of Jeremy's Miner's podcast for me to actually start going through it, listening to some of his guests, his trainings, and
Yeah.
updating him every time, like, hey, Jebron, I'm listening to this podcast. This is what I'm learning. And that happened for a good couple of months. And then he finally gave me a shot in terms of referring me to my first role working for Rudy Moore at More Capital, which is a pretty big marketing offer. So that's just
Yeah, I mean that's really amazing, and I know you are actually every day you are growing, and every day like I know you work. Can you share with me like what influencers you actually work for? Like some of the biggest names you got hired for actually.
so Rudy Moore, Mike
Yeah.
Tyson,
Whoa.
Lepre, and the current one with Imran Mansour.
Of course, man.
So
That's
quite some
amazing.
big seven, eight figure influencers out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, could you share one of the most memorable success stories for yourself in remote sales? And what do you think? What are the key factors that contributed to your success in that particular situation?
I guess my biggest achievement. So when I first started remote, I was also working in nursing part-time in the UK in the hospitals,
Okay.
and I didn't really want to go back to it. So just remote sales as a vehicle to help me transition out of that. And then in October last year is kind of when I last worked at the hospital, and I haven't really gone back ever since. So that's probably my biggest achievement today is not going back to my job, so and so forth.
Okay. Yeah, that's really amazing because a lot of people think, um, because I spoke with a lot of people and they are not still believing because after COVID 2020, a lot of things changed. Everything moved to doing remotely online, right? I remember in 2020 when it was a COVID, that's when I started working in remote sales. And why? It was all an accident, right? I was working for a company physically, and they moved me working from home. That's where I started looking around, like if there is anything I can make something from home because I can lose this job any day. And that's where I got introduced to remote sales. And from there, it actually changed my life forever. And what do you think? What would you say for those people who are still thinking like this is scam, it's not gonna work, online is nothing, people cannot make money, this much money at least, online. What are your takes on them?
Um, I mean, if people want to think that they can think that they're just going
Yeah.
to live with the consequences of their actions. I mean, I've got my own life to live without worrying about half the other lives that are out there in terms of what they think, what they don't think. I mean, there's enough information for you to do your own research, speak to enough people out there to see what's real, what's not real, and yeah, pretty much in a nutshell.
Yeah, of course, Zishan, that's so true. I will say everybody who's actually listening, they might have their own challenges, right? If they are just giving up and about to give up, but I want to know like what are some of the common challenges do you think you have faced, and how you overcame them, and because you're sitting at a position right now, so how do you did it?
So I guess the first one of the first biggest challenges people will face is the getting the first role in
Yeah.
the foot in the door, in their first bit of uh, like easiest experiences through your like knowing someone, a friend who works in that company, or becoming friends with with people who are closers and helping them so that one day they eventually do refer you. That's the biggest facing and not knowing how to actually navigate getting their first role and getting their first bit of experience in the door. What would you say are like some of the biggest hurdles people face when coming first into brand new into the industry?
Yeah, first of all, the new people who are just coming new, they have a lot of challenges. The first challenge is their mindset because
Hmm.
they are thinking like we are seeing like big influencers, big closers who are making like $15,000 or $20,000, $30,000 a month, and we are trying to copy them, right? It's better
Uh-huh.
it's better like yeah, it's good to actually influence by them and stay inspired, but at the same time everybody have their own journey, right? You just gotta go slow, network with the people who are at your position, and try to network with the people who are a little above you, right? So you can connect with them, apply for the companies, and try to get your first role because that's something most challenging at the moment.
Hmm.
Because, and of course, you get your first role, it asks you for the skills, it asks you for your consistency, your mindset, your beliefs that you can do it,
Hmm.
and you are actually better. And if you're not that better, invest on yourself. It could ask for your time, money, or a lot of different things that can make you at least that starter initiator at that time. It's not necessary to be number one in the first month, and it's not possible, right? It will take some time to get there.
Hmm.
But of course, that's something I would must say for new people who are just coming in to build their own brand, post content, their actual journey happening every day. So if somebody is like a coach or an influencer or any business owner who's seeing you, they can actually see your authority a little bit. They see you are actually interested in what you're actually trying to do, right? So when they
hmm
click on your socials, because that's what it all about. When they click on your social, they can at least see who you are and what your beliefs are. What do you
Oh
think?
yeah, for
And
sure.
that's the initiator. And from there, you can actually optimize your profile. You can show up in the communities. You can stay active. You can learn from your mates, from the people who are doing the same stuff. I know you, Zishan. I remember like a few months back, or I think like a year ago, you tried to help me a lot, right? And you help everybody. That made you land on like one of the biggest roles, right? And my question is like, I'm seeing a lot of things here, but a lot of people's main focus right now is getting a role. And in this attention, where they're actually looking to get a first role, they're not focusing on actually staying committed to one role and actually selling more for them and produce more income. What do you think? It's not, why is it not like a combination of selling and getting a role? Why is it all about getting the first role or be more skillful in selling? They are two different things. I would say some mentors are focusing on just getting the roles and that's it. Networking, getting the roles, networking, getting the roles. Their students are getting hired everywhere, but they are not able to perform because they don't have enough selling skills. What are your take on that?
Yeah, so for you to get on the top accounts, the A plus accounts where you're going to make the good money, yeah, there's a case of you networking your way into those accounts and roles, but then there's another thing of you actually staying in there and performing. So, if you haven't got the skill set, you probably won't last there as long as you would like. So, I believe the way you should navigate through it is like get an entry and develop yourself, some sales training, get better and network and brand yourself up into some of those big accounts where you can actually perform well and make the money that you want to make. That's probably my take on it. What about yourself? What is
Yeah, that's same I would say, because it's all about how you position yourself. Just I know a person. His name is Philip. He just the other day he got a role in Jeremy Miner's company, seventh level.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he posted that I got a role in Jeremy Miner's seventh level. Now see where his respect gone, right? Now other business owners who were actually following him already, now they are seeing them as well. Like, oh wow, this guy got a role in Jeremy Miner's company, right? And that's big,
hmm
right? From there, he's already building his own authority. And I remember that I was speaking to him in the past couple of months. He was actually finding something to work on, right? But now his authority level from here to went here. And it all happened because
hmm
he was consistent. He was working hard. His belief was he had faith and conviction in what he is actually doing right now. So what actually it's not about just getting a role. We are getting so much into it, getting a role. If you're talking about sales, it's all about conviction and how convicted you are in the product. If you're sold to that product yourself, that's the only way you can sell more and you can be a rainmaker in that industry. My question to you, Zishan, is a freestyle conversation and I'm loving it. Uh, the small business owners like coaches, consultants, affiliate marketers, right? Who they are online, they don't have a closer, they don't have a setter, they don't have any community. They just putting themselves online on Facebook and Instagram. How do you think they can increase their own sales?
So it's a good thing you actually asked that because I've actually, so I've got a friend of mine, two friends they've got a background in, I also do have that as well, but not actively. They're doing that actively, and I helped. like I've partnered with them to put together a high ticket program for the Airbnb um mentorship program that they have. And last week we got our first client just from posting content, and I was the
Awesome.
one that took the sales call. So building that from the ground up.
Awesome.
I guess it's just mainly with them, it's just mainly showing them the results that can be achieved through social media content, and going down building their brand awareness, having call to actions with their social media posts so that they do XYZ, go through a funnel or book in a call to speak to someone, and get on a sales call and actually convert really.
Do you think like it's all about just posting the content and showing how good you are and your services?
Yeah, because you have elements of both marketing and sales at play. You first need like marketing for people to trust you enough that you can potentially deliver the results that they are looking for. And then when you get on the sales call, that's when it's your conviction and your communication skills that actually sells the program itself for them to come on board. So you need to have both. They both come in hand in hand. So it's a bit like yin and thing that you got going on.
Absolutely. Zishan, that's for me as well, because on my profile, I used to post content and speak with a couple of people, and I have some students from there as well. Just to tell you who don't know, I have a coaching program too, where we teach sales, marketing, how to get for your first client for coaches, consultants, affiliate marketers, and any service providers. So I remember I used to post content only first and people started liking me, and that's where I built likability, right? When I started talking to them, they started trusting me that like we are talking to this right person, right? And then we booked a call. They only buy from you when they like, trust, and they know you, like you, and trust you. They know me from my content. They like me from when I speak with them, and they trust me when I show them the results that I can provide.
Hmm?
Then I have belief in my own product or service that I was doing. That's where it happens, and it happens for one of the other influencer, Michael Dunleary. Remember his content alone did everything for him. You
Hmm.
know Michael Dunleary, right? So his content alone does a lot of things for him, and a lot of his students are crushing it in remote sales actually. And I think that's posting your own content, putting yourself out there, building your own brand. It's a way to go. What do you think?
100%. Building a personal brand, being able to leverage it and monetize it at some point, it's the way to go, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Just want to ask like one more thing here. It's coming in my mind. Um, right now, what we are seeing here is people are coming online because you're feeling alone when you are working online, right? So how do you think you can stay productive and you can put yourself focused and stay active in whatever you're doing without giving up? So how do you think one can manage himself and stay put? And you know what I mean, like how to maintain that consistency in their work and flow.
So I would say firstly, to surround people on the same mission as yourself. So firstly, you need having a good environment of like guys or girls around you can that can keep you each 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 selves accountable. So like for example, myself, every Sunday 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. There's a group of us, closers and setters. We do role play, so we stay sharp, we do objection handling literally in front of the whole group on the spot. That
Amazing.
keeps us sharp for the weekend. And we're just about to add on a second session and have like potentially now two sessions a week. So training more so that we can essentially get that 1% better and move the needle forward on our goals.
Amazing, man. That's really amazing. Um, like there is a one actually actual selling question. I'm seeing a lot of remote sales gurus telling put the hard conversation on the table in the first 5 minutes. That includes the objections like price, time objection, fears. What are your takes on that? Like in the first 5 minutes, you're telling them your program costs $5,000.
I mean, with
How do
me,
you think about it?
myself, I tell them the price of the program before they even jump on the program. So even when they're filling out the application, like the pro like I'd rather them fill out the app like know the price then call the call rather than me telling them the price pretty early on in the call and then having a sense of shock and having some needing more time essentially to process that it's actually 2,700 or 5 grand. And they may not have enough time to process that on your call. So for me, I generally tell them before the call. And it's also like imagine you go to a supermarket and you don't know the price of what you're buying, but you only find out at the checkout, uh, and you realize to pay for it. How would you feel? You probably felt as though you probably wasted your time. You probably shouldn't have picked up the item if you knew you would have afforded it. Like it'll be at the back of your mind, like what's the price? Like you'd rather know it early than late. That's my take on it.
That's actually good. Do you I mean should you have already a brand built already and you must have that kind of authority to tell them like your price is gonna be like this, or it can be for any new coach or new affiliate marketer, new service provider, for anybody who's actually trying to make them fill this application and they don't have much authority. They just start a conversation in the DMs and they're trying to book a call with them, right? They send them this application form and now they're filling it and they realize that their program is going to cost like $5,000, but there is a payment plan as well and stuff like that.
So you've also there's a couple of things to it. So if you've already got a pretty good personal brand, then you can afford to have the price on your application form. However, you've also got to take into consideration the customer journey. Like if the only thing that they do is book a call and they don't go through a funnel, then of course, like there's no point having the price on there without them learn more, help the XYZ problem, because otherwise you'll potentially lose people like that.
That means
I
this
mean, if you
way,
already,
please
yeah,
go
what
ahead.
was
I'm so
that?
sorry. Please go ahead.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll just lose people if you don't have that personal brand if you don't do it that way, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. In that case, I think if your brand is new and you still want to make money, you want to prove your mettle. What you need to do is what you can do. You can just book a first call and know them a little bit on your call. Show them who you are and what you can do, and then later on you can book another call with them to close them, and it can be a two-call close, right? But if you have like a pretty much solid brand, you can actually do a one call close and provide them offer. Or one another way is you can actually share any of your trainings where they actually see you, or any share your podcast or anything that you have right now. If you don't
Mhm.
have anything and you're a brand new and you're trying to get a client, it's better to show them first who you are and what you can do, what you're capable of, right? There could be any way. You can share a document with them. You can share anything where they see you as a trusted authority, and then you can book a call with them and you can close them as a one call close.
Yeah, so they'll probably be searching you on the internet, your social media. if you haven't really got much of a presence online, you're going to find it a little bit more difficult to show your credibility and to them on your call.
Absolutely.
Like go around is just posting content, probably around YouTube, long form content, and sending those for them to do as they pay homework.
That's amazing. And it was an amazing conversation, a very freestyle. And Zishan, finally, do you have any parting thoughts or advice for any aspiring online professionals? Either they're selling remotely for someone or they're selling by for themselves, who are looking to excel in this career. What are your advice for them?
Where can people get that American accent from you?
It will take some time to talk to Americans. If they're living in not living in America, yeah, guys, if you're not living in America, you can still work. You can make this. I was a wannabe. I wanted to talk like them. I'm telling this on the recorded call on the show. Actually, I wanted to do this, but I love your accent, man. You're from UK, and I love this UK accent.
No, nobody wants the UK accent. Everyone wants the American accent.
Yeah, sure, man. American accent is like one of a kind for sure. But in America, there are different accents too. And just like in UK, like
Yeah,
there are different accents. So yeah, accent is like a totally different
Southern
debate.
accents. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure, 100%.
accent is a totally
Um,
different debate because of the accent, a lot of people feel like they are not capable of doing amazing things. But it does not
mhm.
matter what your accents are. I've seen Filipinos, people from Philippine with their Philippine accent, they're crushing it in the game. I've seen people from
Oh yeah,
Nigeria, they're crushing it. The Australian people, the people from Pakistan and India, they're crushing it out there with their own Pakistani and Desi accent, right? So if anybody of you feel like me or Zishan, we are talking in American and UK accent, that's why we are making money. That's not the case. Zishan is from UK.
hmm
He speaks UK accent. He mostly speak with Americans on the calls or on the UK offers.
It's
So
it's
that's
generally
still okay.
it's generally a mix. So
It's
Europeans
generally a
and
mix. Yeah,
Americans.
it's a
Yeah.
mix. He's speaking with pretty much everybody. So it doesn't matter. It's about how valuable you are, how trusted you are, how helpful you are, and how you're bridging that gap that will actually make them feel like sitting in the pain, and they will feel like, oh my God, when the solution will come. And when you are telling them the solution, they're like, oh yes, this is exactly what we wanted. And that's exactly what you need to do. Accent or your face will leave your impression for 1 minute. Uh,
hmm
you can think of any of your favorite actor who is ugly enough, right? Or who is not that beautiful with the face, but his acting and his character you like a lot. But first time when you saw him or her on the screen, you were like, ah, who this guy is or who this girl is, right? But after watching him for a couple of minutes, you forgot about his face. Now what you know
Yeah.
is that he's promising, his acting is good, and you're hooked with him. That's exactly going to happen on the call too. You landed on a call with somebody, and someone will get your vibe. Oh, okay, this guy don't look that best. But when you start speaking with them, providing value, knowing their pain, showing your care, and showing them like you care about them more than they care about themselves, you're already different.
hmm
You're already promising, and you're already
Yeah.
gonna crush the game like many of them are not doing out there. That's my take
hmm
on accent. All right. Do you have any advice for any professionals out there? They want to make more sales, and they want to stay consistent with it.
Uh, practice role plays, practice with other people who are on the same, I guess practice with people who are better than you. Because when you're
Yeah,
in the, because when you practice with people who are better than you, then you'll be getting better as well.
that is amazing. Thank you very much, Zeshan. That was an amazing conversation, and it was a really natural and freestyle. And thank you very much for hopping on the first ever episode of Nail the Sale podcast, and we are gonna crush it in the podcast game for sure. We are crushing it in the sales already, and in providing results to the students. If you guys have any questions about sales, marketing, putting yourself out there, optimization, brand, we have Zishan out there. You can reach out to him. You can reach out to us as well, as we already teach in Nail the Sale program, like we have right now, and for coaches, consultants, affiliate marketers, and service providers, and they can crush in the game as well. See you guys on the other side. Thank you.